You accuse me of being less than 100% honest about my working arrangements, right? What about you? How come you didn't tell me that Jason Sheffield made a pass at you?
Who told you that?
I found this at work. Tell me something. How many of these little love letters has he written you, or is this just the first in a series?
Let me see.
Don't see why you should have to read it. I assume you were there. It's right there in black and white. Big kiss followed by a grandstand play. So, when are we going to tell me? When the boy wonder rounded second base?
Ted, this is not that big a deal.
No, it's a big deal. Kissing another man's wife is a very big deal.
If you had read the letter, you'd see he apologized for kissing me and for stepping out of line, okay? He's a very confused kid.
No, he's a college senior. He's not a kid.
Who hasn't had hardly any upbringing whatsoever or any kind of help with his life. I mean, I'm more like a surrogate mom to him.
Come on, Dixie. You don't exactly have to be able to read between the lines and know that this does not spell out mom.
You know, I just knew that you would take something like this, like, way too far. Just promise me something, all right? Don't take this out on him at work. Let him keep his job at the studio, all right? He needs the internship to get his degree.
I don't know, Dix. An incomplete for an uncompleted pass sounds pretty fair to me.
You would actually take away a whole semester's credits for a harmless kiss?
And what, you expect me to work side by side with some clown who's got the hots for my wife?
Well, what if a coworker had the hots for you? What if somebody kissed you?
Liza is my boss.
Ha! So you admit she's after you?
No, wait a minute. You said,
no,
what
I
if
said,
another
what
coworker...
if a coworker had the hots for you? You supplied the name.
For the last time, we have a professional relationship. It's more than a bit of a stretch trying to make it into something personal.
Well, don't strain yourself trying to turn what Jason and I have as a relationship into something more. We're classmates.
Dixie, this is not a crib sheet. And it seems to me your friend Jason has developed some pretty kinky study habits.
Okay, Tad, it's possible that I might have been sending Jason some mixed signals. Without even meaning to.
What kind of mixed signals?
Well, we had a lot of late-night study sessions when you weren't here, and he might have thought that I was trying to get him alone. But the fact of the matter is that I am always alone, and you are never here.
Well, that's funny, because it seems to me that every time I walk through my front door, Jason's sitting there on the couch. Either him or Michael Delaney, and I suppose next you're going to try and tell me that he doesn't have the hots for you either, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. What's so funny?
You are so funny. You are so off the mark. But we're talking about Jason now, okay? Yes, he kissed me. And yes, that was the end of it. Although it didn't have to be.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that I could have made more out of that kiss if I wanted to.
What, now, on top of everything else, you're telling me you were tempted?
Oh, come on, Tad. We're both grown-ups here. I mean, don't tell me you've never been tempted by another woman.
I've never been tempted by another woman.
Right.
It's true.
Oh, come on, Tad. Even the President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, admitted to lusting after another woman in his heart.
Jimmy Carter, look what happened to his administration.
Oh, you are not running for re-election. You're my husband, okay? So I'd like to hear it again. Tell me, you've never, ever lusted for another woman in your heart.
I've never lusted for another woman in my heart.
Meg Ryan.
What?
Tell me you've never pictured walking down the Champs-Elysees hand in hand with Meg Ryan.
That is totally unfair. That's movie fantasy stuff. That doesn't count.
Of course. So tell me, everybody fantasizes, don't they?
What, do you?
2 words. Noah Kiefer. I mean, come on, Tad. You can be anybody. You can love anybody. It's perfectly natural. Fantasizing is healthy. It's all in your own psyche anyway. The only time you get into trouble is when you take it out of fantasy into reality. And where were you just now?
No, not. I was right here.
No. You were walking down that Champs-Elysees with someone. Anybody I know.
Hello.
Jason,
That's just perfect. I don't believe it. You've got one hell of a nerve showing your face in my house. Who the hell do you think you are kissing my wife?
Ted.
What? Necking, smooching, sucking face. Pick one.
Just leave him alone,
No, you
okay?
tell him to leave you alone.
I did.
Little piece of advice, Jason. Next time you try to sleep your way up the ladder of success, don't do it with the boss's wife. It's considered bad form.
Jason, I think you better leave. You could not have picked a worse time to come over.
You told him.
I didn't tell him anything, all right? He found some note that you wrote in the trash at work.
Yeah, your last grand act before clearing out your desk at WRCW.
Look, okay, look, just go, all right? I'll try and smooth things out with him.
Just
okay,
forget
please.
it. Forget it. Liza asked me to drop this off.
I think it's just adorable the way you stick up for your boyfriend.
You sound as juvenile as Jason. He has a crush on me.
Which apparently you don't do a whole hell of a lot to stop.
I'm a little flattered by the attention, okay? So sue me. It makes me feel special.
But now you're telling me that I don't make you feel special?
No! You haven't lately? No! Anyway, there's no harm done, for crying out loud. I mean, if I gave him the wrong impression, at least I knew when to stop. I mean, flirting is one thing, but I never have ever crossed that line. Can you say the same thing?
I look up and Scott's staring at me like I'm some kind of child molester or something. I was tutoring Kevin, for crying out loud.
Mike, I'm sorry.
I feel like I gotta watch every move I make. Everything I say or do can be misconstrued.
It's just not right.
One-on-one training is part of the job for me. I feel like I should go retire or teach classes on cable TV about mind expansion or something.
Oh, come on, you don't mean that.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that Kevin's parents know about my coming out in class?
No, Kevin's parents are on holiday for the whole winter vacation, but, Jason is somebody that you should worry about.
Oh, I can handle Jason.
I'm sure that you can, but when he gets something into his mind, you know, he just has his own way of seeing things. Like you and me, for instance. He thought that we were having a fling.
What? That's why he always looks at me like he wants to rip my head off.
And now he thinks that he's in love with me. I mean, I tried to let him down gently, but, you know, the guy just hears what he wants to hear. I don't know. He's very, very protective of Kevin. I don't know how he's going to handle the information that you're gay.